Ian Alexander Pickarski. Well, my friends, you should start to print that name on your mind because here is a maker that will definitely count in the years to come in the custom knife world. Look at this view. I could stare at it for the whole day. And just that view, that's it. But there are a lot of others, like this one, for example, or this one, or this one. Let me tell you a story about that young and bright man. He started making knives not even 2 years ago. Not even 2 years ago. I was on his book because he did some things, you know. He's kind of clever. He's a kind of clever guy. He made some knives for my buddy Jeff, Boats and Blades, and did some really nice things. He almost gave him a knife, and Jeff gave it back anyway somehow to the community. I mean, I'm not going to extend on that. He did some things that attracted my attention, that focused my attention on him, both on the man he is and on the artist. Now, I was on the book, and he was more than willing to make me a knife, and I have to admit, a bit reluctant because, in my opinion, what he did first, especially for the design, I couldn't really appreciate the craft, but the design didn't make it. Whether it was on the design of the knife itself, some roundness that I didn't like, some width that I didn't like, matter of opinion, but I didn't really like it, but I was still willing to give it a try. But not with the most uplifting heart, I would say. The grinds also, the flats were too big and stuff. Some, maybe too many things were happening there, and I was not really impressed at the time. But again, I like to discover a new maker, so I was more than willing to try, you know. But like I said, it was just a try, like a Hail Mary. And then we discussed about the grind, what it could perfect or something, and that was, ladies and gentlemen, during Blade, yes, 2018. So we were talking here June 2018, early June 2018. Okay, I was in the same mindset that I have expressed. So, you know, willing to try, but like I said, well, just to help a new maker somehow. June. Okay, now. Fast forward, and really fast forward to September. So June, September, I think 3-4 months. And you have the gathering. And he brings at the gathering this design, the Mini Crusade, with the exact same blade and a full was it Mokutai? Damascus. Full Damascus frame. And man, I saw that design. I saw the grind, I saw it, and I was mesmerized. And believe it or not, I don't even say what I say. I don't even know what I say that. I'm sorry. We were at the table with a lot of collectors there. Everyone was impressed, and most of them didn't even know Ian, and they were all like, oh, I want an order for this one. I want an order. Lucky that I had actually my order pending. So I was like, okay, this one is spoken for, but man, I'm you know, coming from, okay, why not, to, whoa, yes, surely, when will be my spot? I want one now, like immediately. I'm like excited to get one. So this is just incredible. And I spoke with Ian. There are some minor discrepancies, a little flaws that I'm going to review on that knife, but this is exactly what I love, because those flaws, actually, I'm looking forward to getting those flaws with a new maker, because there is a process in the rise of a maker. If you know that he's going to be a great maker, and if eventually he becomes a great maker, there is a path and they're not perfect to begin with. So when it's too early in the process, it's not as good as you can appreciate. It's just like a piece of history, something like that. When it's too late, it becomes almost boringly perfect. But when it's right in the middle, when you have some tiny flows, that proves you that those are custom works, and still a perfect outcome. This is brilliant. This is exactly what I have. This is a brilliant knife. I'm going to review it now after 5 minutes, and you have some tiny flows that are the proof of the custom work that you have, and that adds tremendous value to that knife. I couldn't be happier with that knife for all the good reasons. And now we will start the review. Thanks, Ian, for that knife. And man, ladies and gentlemen, like, run if you can. I mean, his books are closed now for sure. After that, it's done, man. He's going to be closed for a while, but try to find a way to get a knife from him, because those are absolutely excellent. So the design we are having now is the Mini Crusade. He did a big Crusade, he did other design by the past. This is the only one that I like, actually, design-wise. The Mini Crusade is just perfect. The size is perfect, design is perfect. I just love it. I didn't care much about the roundness of the handle first, but it goes so perfectly with that. The overall outcome is just fantastic. Now let's talk about the quality of that build and all the crazy things that you can find here in the design. First thing first, look at that. Hidden hardware, okay? You have here a very extremely complex build. If you don't understand, I just have to point it out for you. You have zero hardware appearing. Everything is covered here, and also you have this very complex curved bolster. So this is a bolster. Just have to decide. Let's call this one the scale and this one the vertical bolster, okay? So that curved line, with just so few years of practicing, having a seamless, look at that, a seamless junction between the black Damascus and the pearl is just amazing. Now check the contouring that you have here. Check that. The contouring that you have here, absolutely phenomenal. And you know how hard it is to work on those pearl. And man, is that an A++ quality of pearl. Check that. The reflection of colors are insane. Absolutely beautiful. No gap, nowhere. And again, hidden hardware, vertical, curved bolster. Extremely difficult. Now, color here is mother of pearl, and an inlay here on the pivot of mother of pearl. It's not seamless out there. It cannot be because of the contouring. Check the contouring. Here, look at how thin it is here, how thick it is here. Because of the contouring, you have to get a little bit of gap. This is, but it's rounded, so you just cannot feel it. It's just amazing, absolutely perfect. The complexity of that build, I want really to point it out. This is really, consider that. You have makers that make knives for years and years and that aren't able to come with that finish. Simple as that. Now, something that I tremendously appreciate. The fact that he's taking the time to highly polish the black Damascus in order to reveal the colors. I don't understand that. This is this is an expensive material, extremely expensive. Why in hell would the maker take more time, charge more even, and just polish it to that finish in order to get that? Only a couple of guys like Walter Randolph, are getting that. Most of the time now we need to send those pieces to some guys that will just take the time to polish it and get this beautiful result. Man, when you have that result, why wouldn't you? Look at that. It's almost textured here on the black Damascus. It's just amazing. Why would you spoil such a beautiful material and a beautiful outcome and a beautiful finish by just not taking the time to polish it as beautifully as Ian did on this one? It's just absolutely mesmerizing. Now, The little flaws that I was mentioning, check that. Here, here it's on the upper side of it's not really aligned. Here it's a little bit more contoured than here. I love that. I mean, it was not thought after. That's the first time that he does that. Imagine that, the first time that he does that build. So he just cut it like that, and he had to adapt to the quantity that he had of mother of pearl, to some, along the road, some things he had to adapt. And if I don't point it out, you wouldn't even notice it, because the overall knife is just perfect. But those are just, you see, he had to adapt. First time he does it, okay, that is the thing that has the value to it. You see, that is what I like. This. Also, yeah, like I said, he had in mind to follow that beautiful curved line of the flipper tab, and to make it follow that. That's what he had in mind. But again, because of lack of material, of the cut or whatever, he had to adapt. This is brilliant. This is what I like. That's what added. Again, the perfection in a knife is boring. Like I said, at some point when he will sort it out, and this is nothing, it's just taking more material, just contour it in a way. I mean, you know that the guy can contour. Check that. It's brilliantly contoured. You know that he can make seamless junction with hidden hardware, so that is nothing. But again, the fact that he's here, to me, adds tremendous value to the knife. Now, something that is mastered already is the action. Man, it fires like a damn rocket. It's safe and secured and early for the lock. It doesn't budge. I cannot test it because I'm filming with the other hand, but on this position, and on this position, you don't have not even the slightest play, lateral play I'm talking, and the detent is spot on. You cannot, really open the blade by accident. The grind is just sublime. I mean, check that mirror. The bevel is so nicely done. So nicely done. This is an art piece, okay? I like the design as an art piece. Now, if you consider the knife as a tool, something that he could do, and again, it's nothing really to improve. It's just to do a lesser choil here on the front. If you want to use it as it's a small knife, so if you want to use the cutting function of the knife, I would do, the plunge line going, further here, and the choil a little bit. It's more than enough, look at that. I mean, you have more than plenty of space. So this could be a tiniest, again, a matter of design. Nothing really wrong with that. Something to adapt a little bit. His flats used to be like that. And that was during Blade, and now he's trimming them down, and you have those perfect swedge, and man, his grinding skills are just perfect, and how he mirror polished that blade is just amazing. So man, honestly, this is, to me, it warms my heart. Warms my heart truly, because that's exactly what I want, and I got it exactly at the knife that I want at the right time. A perfect knife, by all means, that just gives me the shivers whenever I look at it, and I just look at it like precisely from every angle. Just love it, and some tiny things that again reminds us that this is a rising star that will become more than important in the knife. I mean, oh man, I'm so happy. To me, this is what it's all about. Discovering new talent like that once in a while is just amazing. I haven't mentioned the backspacer. As you can see, it's eggshell finish with zirc, and it's floating backspacer. It's perfectly aligned. Just amazing. Something that I love also, he jeweled the inside. You can tell he jeweled the inside of the liners. I love that touch. And the very, very classy thing that I appreciate, tremendously. People wouldn't notice, but it's something that I truly appreciate. You can try to find something that will let you know that the knife comes from Ian. You won't. There is no logo on the blade. Why would you spoil a blade like that with a logo? It's just sterile, and you can appreciate the very nice satin that you get on the flat, and the very nice mirror on the bevel. No logo, nothing. But even more than that, here he jeweled the inside, and he is not even going to spoil the jeweling by putting his name. This is really something classy, and I want to finish on that. Something that I truly appreciate. you make a design that is you, okay, that is recognizable, and no need to be bold and just sign it like that. You know that it comes from Ian. Everyone will know that. And this is, to me, I'm sure he thought about that. It's really clever. You don't need to sign it. Nothing. You just leave it at that and let your work and your art speak for you. I haven't mentioned the clip, but it's also, of course, hidden hardware and perfectly done, controlled, everything. I mean, I absolutely adore that knife, and I will leave it at that and thank Ian again and just urge you to try to find a knife from him. Bye bye, my friend. This knife is awesome.